Hi guys, this is Bill Calhoun, and I'm starting this again. For those of you who saw this before, I'm really sorry because Facebook didn't post this. So now I know that the feed is working, and then there will be a replay so that you guys can actually, look back to the information that I gave you. Okay, so the question was from Michael Williams. Michael Williams is a high school buddy of mine. He's an alumni of my class at Davis High School. And you don't need to know that, but I have to share this one story with you. Michael Williams I remember when we were playing football, this is American football, mind you, we were playing American football before they even had pads, and we played it at North Davis Elementary School. Do you remember that, Michael? That was so cool because, dude, you were the best quarterback, and you ran like the Dickens, man. I loved it. So anyway, okay, getting on to your question. So Michael Williams asked my view about rowing machines, okay? Now, these, if you'll notice here, if you look behind me, you don't actually see any rowing machines. You look back there, whoa, almost lost my camera. Okay, you don't see any rowing machines inside of this gym. There's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, rowing machines are very expensive, and they can be quite intimidating for the individual if you don't know how to use it. But actually, they're quite easy to use. So when you're inside of a gym, if you're going to be using a rowing machine, there's a couple things that you want to know. First of all, when you get on the rowing machine, you want to make sure that so Michael, when you put your feet in those straps, so when you're pulling and pushing at the same time, you want to make sure that the strap is tight over your feet. Because if they're not, your feet will move, and that's where they get a lot of Achilles tendon injuries from individuals when they're not strapped in correctly. The other thing that you want to do is, you know how when the seat slides back and forth on those rowing machines? What you want to do, Michael, is you want to make sure that you either put something that's viscous, like a yoga mat. Don't put a towel, because a towel will slide on that seat as you're going back and forth. So what you want to do is you want to get a yoga mat and put that down there, and then you're going to be able to stay on that seat quite well. Now, a couple of other things that you want to think about when you're using the rowing machine, folks, is you want to, some people actually pull and then push with their legs. They pull and then push with their legs. You want to make sure you synchronize that activity, okay? Because if not, you can wind up getting a lot of joint injuries, okay? So you want to pull and push at the same time. Pull and push at the same time. What is the rowing machine good for, Michael? It's great for thighs and butts, okay? However, there's a lot of other exercises you can do that'll help develop your thighs and your butt. It's also good for burning energy. Now, that means calories, but folks, I want to stress that you don't really need to do any kind of machines. You don't even need to do the machines, the treadmills, the cross trainers in order to lose weight. If you're looking at losing weight, then you need to check your diet. And that's a whole nother discussion that I won't even get into right now. So, getting back to the rowing machine. Why is the rowing machine, perhaps, in my opinion, okay? My view is that the rowing machines, if you're going to be using any machine at all, is better than the treadmill, better than the stationary bike, better than perhaps the cross trainer. And why is that? Aside from the cross trainer, if you're using the pegs, the rowing machine is a full body workout. What that means is you're using your arms, you're using your legs, you're using your calves, you're using your chest, your back, well, not your chest, but your back. And so the more muscles that you use in a full body workout, the fitter you're going to become, and the more energy you're going to burn, because you're using more parts. The more parts you use, the more energy you use. So if you're sitting on a bike, for example, you're only using your legs, right? If you're running on a treadmill, you're only using your legs. And it's great. I mean, there's nothing wrong with those, folks. I'm just giving you my view in terms of machines. Now, in saying all that, how necessary is it to use machines or a rower? It's not. I mean, they're in gyms. The reason why they're in gyms, folks, is to understand that they use these because gyms have a business of renting you the space on their equipment. And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? There's nothing wrong with having, man, I got something hanging off the back of my hat here, okay? There's nothing wrong with having the business of fitness machines, because that's what they do. But it's important to understand that you don't need to use those in order to get a level of fitness or a level of fat loss that you're interested in, okay? You can do body weight exercises. It's not necessary to join a gym. So I don't want people to think, oh my God, they don't have a rowing machine here. What am I gonna do? No, you don't need it. You can use any of the other machines. But that's my take on the rowing machine, okay? So Michael, I hope that helped you. I think I pretty much addressed, oh yeah, so you're probably gonna be wondering what type of a workout to do on a rowing machine. This is what I would recommend. I would recommend that you probably don't do endurance work. That means long, continuous movement, because that's gonna jack up your joints. You're gonna be really sore, unless you're actually a rower as an athlete, or you're training for something. What I would suggest is that you do interval work. Now what that means is you do short bursts of high intensity work, so you're just like pulling and pushing and pulling and pushing, pulling and pushing for about 30 seconds, but do it with great form. The moment your form starts to screw up, then you need to stop or slow down, okay? Do that for about 30 seconds, and then take about a 60 to 90 second break. And that'll do you good, okay? Because what'll happen is you're gonna build up what we call EPOC, E-P-O-C, which is excess post-oxygen consumption. And it's just a simple way of saying that 24 to 48 hours after you exercise, you're gonna be burning a lot more energy, okay? You don't need to know that last part so much. I just thought I'd throw that in there to act smart, okay? So, rowing machines, they're a great exercise if that's what you wanna do. Are they necessary? No. Is it necessary for fat loss? No. You need to check your diet. Is it necessary for fitness? It could be if you're a rower, if you're a professional athlete and you're actually doing that as a competitive sport. Other than that, folks, just get on any other type of machine. Michael, I hope that answered your question, okay? All right, folks, before I let out here, just want to tell you that we're getting ready to, as of next week, I'm going to be hosting a panel of Singapore's Fitness Best Asia Award winners, okay? That's going to be Daniel Chung. We're going to talk about with Grace. We're going to be talking with Jason Chi. We're going to be talking with Ben Xiao, Zorika King, and maybe even bring on, hopefully, Diane Haslam and Lila White as part of the panel. And they're going to be answering your questions about fashions, trends, myths, all this other stuff in terms of the fitness industry, so that we don't become so confused so often, okay? So I want you to tune in for that. Last thing, I want to give my prayers out to the individuals who are in Florida right now, because I know there's a hurricane that's bearing down on them. So folks, be safe, okay? Everyone else, give your prayers out to people who are in Florida, in Puerto Rico, in the southern hemisphere, in the Atlantic, where these hurricanes are coming, because they really need your support. Stay safe, folks. I'm Bill Calhoun. I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye now.